Hey, welcome to StoicInspired. In this video, we'll explore the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. In the hustle and bustle of our modern lives, the pursuit of inner calm and tranquility has become a universal aspiration. We all encounter challenges, stressors, and moments of turmoil that can easily disrupt our peace of mind. As Emperor of Rome, he was the most powerful man on the planet. He wrote his thoughts and reflections in a series of personal writings known as meditations. These writings provide insight into how he maintained his composure and calm in the face of adversity. Yet, as opposed to many of his successors and predecessors, Marcus Aurelius aimed to live virtuously. On a consistent basis, he said the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. He followed a philosophical school called Stoicism. Part of Stoic philosophy is the ability to keep a calm mind. As a matter of fact, the Stoics believe that humans in a state of flourishing have attained true happiness, which always goes together with inner peace. Needless to say, Marcus Aurelius was a busy man, carrying the burden of leadership over an empire and all the stress that comes from this. His work, Meditations, gives us an idea of how he coped. Marcus Aurelius is famous for his native visualization, which modern Stoics use as a meditative practice to start the day. 1. Do less. In order to become calmer, we should simply do less. Now, it's important to mention that the Stoics hold productivity in high regard, as they see it as a virtue to be industrious. On the other hand, moderation is a virtue as well. So, how exactly should we do less when we're supposed to be industrious? Marcus Aurelius observed that people do many things that are necessary. In the current age, we have access to almost unlimited entertainment, so it's very easy to get caught up in all kinds of non-productive activities. With doing less, Marcus Aurelius also meant talking less. Many conversations are meaningless, lead to nowhere, and only waste our time and energy. So, doing less means doing the essential. And doing the essential not only means that we cut out the nonsense, but also that we work more logically and efficiently. A big advantage that we gain from this, besides tranquility, is that we can do less better. Doing the essential consistently takes a mindful approach. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more peace. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? But we need to eliminate unnecessary assumptions as well, to eliminate the unnecessary actions that follow. A good habit that helps to stay focused on our daily endeavors is making a list of tasks the night before. This way, we premeditate on what we have to do when we get up in the morning, which has a calming effect on the mind. Because when we design our days beforehand, there's one less thing for the mind to worry about. Stoics aren't too fond of traveling for recreational purposes and don't see it as a good way to seek tranquility. The reason for that is that wherever we go, we take ourselves with us. So the effects of traveling are only temporary. Thus, as soon as the novelty subsides, we'll be confronted with our own minds again. Marcus Aurelius was critical of people seeking refuge from daily worries by traveling or residing in quiet places like the mountains or beaches. In his mind, this was an idiotic thing to do, because why should we travel when we can hid away by going within? Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul, he said. There's nothing wrong with changing scenery once in a while to facilitate our mental retreats, as long as we keep these escapes basic and brief. What Marcus Aurelius proposed reminds me a lot of meditation, or perhaps moments of reflection and observation in order to renew ourselves so we can calmly proceed our daily lives. He gave us two things to consider if we choose to briefly retreat in our minds. 1. That things have no hold on the soul. They stand there unmoving outside it. Disturbance comes only from within, from our own perceptions. Seneca says, calm is the wellspring of the soul. 2. That everything you see will soon alter and cease to exist. Think of how many changes you've already seen. The world is nothing but change. Our life is only perception. Which brings us to the next piece of advice, which is 3. Remembering that all shall pass. The Stoics are infamous for remembering the frightening reality of life, that it's going to end. Non-Stoics are always busy, chasing more money, more possessions, more attention. They think that they will be happy if they get that next possession or achievement. Then they get it, realize they are still unhappy, and chase the next thing. A vicious cycle of chasing, but never catching. The Stoic stands out by standing still. They don't chase after possessions. You will not see them driving in a fancy car or wearing the latest fashions. They keep it simple. Simple car, simple clothes, simple lifestyle. They realize that they already have everything that truly matters. They know that when you are happy with what you have, you never need more than what you have. Most people talk more than they listen. In a conversation, they will be the ones who talk over the other person, or they are bursting at the seams for the next nanosecond pause to blurt out what they have to say, or they simply dominate the conversation, never giving their conversation partner a chance to speak. But Stoics hold conversations differently. They are the quiet one who listens intently. They give the other person space to speak. They know that by speaking they will not learn anything new. They can only learn by listening. Epictetus says people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. These Stoic quotes remind us that our perception and response to external events are within our control, and by embracing this mindset, we can find the calm and inner peace we seek in our daily lives. Stoicism encourages us to navigate the challenges of life with wisdom, resilience, and a composed spirit. Memento mori means the remembrance of death, which is the ultimate acceptance that the changing nature of the universe also means the decay and vanishing of ourselves. Marcus Aurelius tells us to keep in mind how fast things pass us by. We can be immersed in something in one moment, and in the next moment it could something totally different. Trends come and go in the blink of an eye, and when we look at the history of this planet, human life is just a tiny little hiccup in this cosmic evolution. The fact that everything is in flux could be a source of anxiety, because nothing is stable, and eventually we will be separated from our possessions and loved ones. But it can be a source of calm as well. Seneca says, "What is the harm in returning to the point whence you came? He will live poorly who does not know how to die well." The typical person fears death. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to think about it. The specter of their own death hangs over them, and they refuse to face the fact they will die. But a Stoic actually thinks about their own death, often. They take time to reflect upon their mortality and the fact that they will one day die. It sounds depressing, but actually, it is inspiring. Stoics know that reflecting on their own death helps them to appreciate their life that much more. The realization that everything is temporary means that there's no point in clinging to good times and being strongly averse to bad times. Happiness is a relative thing. Even in prison, there are good and bad days, and even millionaires experience joy and suffering. This means that our inner world, thus the way we perceive our life situation and how we react to that, is also in flux. Moreover, we can influence how we react to change. So, why should destiny concern us so much? As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The infinity of past and future gapes before us, a chasm whose depths we cannot see. So it would take an idiot to feel self-importance or distress, or any indignation, either, as if the things that irritate us lasted." In essence, Marcus Aurelius maintained his composure by adhering to Stoic principles that emphasized rationality, acceptance, self-discipline, and the pursuit of virtue. These principles allowed him to navigate the complexities and challenges of life with a calm and balanced mind. His meditations serve as a valuable source of wisdom for those seeking to cultivate similar mental resilience and composure in their own lives. If you want more amazing content, subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.